Hello everybody, Rob here. Today's video, I want to give a few life rules to young men. And the reason why I want to do it is I know it's quite a popular topic at the moment, and I think some of the advice that's out there is pretty good. Some of the advice out there isn't as good, and I thought I'd give my own take on it. And I'm going to divide this video today into two parts. One, money. Two, social, dating, things like that. I'll give my take on it, hopefully it'll help you. I'm currently out on an island at the moment. It's very sunny, it's beautiful. You see all like the scenery in the background. That's where I'm currently staying. It's beautiful, it's kind of like, this is its own little private beach. And you got some people going around on jet skis over there. I think I'm gonna go on one of those tomorrow, spice things up in my life a little bit. So, life advice for young men. First of all, let's talk about money. Generally, the younger you are, the more risks you can take. And I know this is kind of obvious, but what's common sense sometimes isn't really common practice. So for instance, when I was a lot younger, I would think to myself, you know what? I'd overestimate like the amount of actual risks in my life, and the perceived risks would be a lot heavier and higher in my head than what they actually were. So for instance, I'd be like, oh, I don't want to go traveling because I've got this job at the moment and I worry that I might not be able to get another job when I get back. But when you actually look at logically at the situation, I was in a very low paid job. They treated me like shit. And like, honestly, if I'd have left there earlier, it'd have been a godsend, right? So if you're living at home, or, 18, 19, 20, understand like the more life goes on, the more risks you get. I'm actually out here with one of my friends, and he's got a young family now, and he really wanted to, for years, to move to Canada. And I said to him a few months back, I was like, man, why don't you just move to Canada? And he was just like, Rob, I've got a family now, I've got like a car, which he's got a finance agreement with. He's got a house and things like this. And it's just not feasible because he's got his money tied up in different pots. And that's what happens the older you get, right? He's like mid-30s. So the younger you are, the more risks you can take. And you will only know how little risk you had when you actually look back. It's kind of like you right now, you probably think your life's quite hard. And you look back at high school and primary school, and you think, wow, I had it easy back then. But when you were actually back then, you couldn't tell it was easy. So that's number one. Number two, if you want to make money, the easiest thing to do is to go into a service-based business. What a service-based business is essentially you help other businesses with their income goals. That is essentially it. So what does that mean? Well, it means that the skills you should be learning at the moment, sales and marketing. Now obviously, marketing in particular, it covers a huge number of other actual small things like copywriting, Facebook adverts, things like this. But you should be familiarizing yourself with this and getting experience on your own brands, whether it's on your own social media pages, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. I started with LinkedIn. I didn't start until my late 20s though. And then what you do is you offer that to other businesses. It's the easiest way to make good money quickly. A lot of people, all you have to do is scroll on TikTok for a few minutes to understand that you're being like sold the dream on a lot of things. So for instance, I was looking at this guy who's a trader the other day, and he's in England, and he's showing his brand new Lamborghini, showing his really nice house and things like this, and he's like, oh, this is all from trading. Now, I have a friend who's running an 8-figure business, and he's got like a massive portfolio of investments and things like this. And I said to him, I was like, is that actually possible, like trading and doing that? And he was like, what you're seeing is survivorship bias, which basically means that the majority of people have lost, and you're only looking at the survivor, and only the survivor talks about their winnings, right? So he said like that person probably won't be rich for very long because trading's kind of a bit of a game, right? And you're kind of betting against the house a lot of the time. Now, he knows what he's talking about, right? I don't really understand any of that, but he knows what he's talking about. He's got experience in that. So what I would say is stop looking at the people who are promising you very quick, fast money, because even if it does work, it's probably A, survivorship bias, and B, your house can come tumbling down very quickly. What I would do is learn real skills that have stood the test of time. 1, sales, 2, marketing, right? Get yourself out there, start offering these skills to different businesses. You can hit 10 grand a month once you do that. And then once you hit 10 grand a month, life's very easy beyond that point, right? Or at least it's not very easy, but at least it's a lot easier than what you would get in a job. If you do want to work in the job, there's no problem with that. Contrary to popular belief, entrepreneurship is very stressful. Your big YouTube friends that you see, the people on TikTok, the people on YouTube, some of these have big audiences, and all they have to do is put a product in it, and because their audience like them, their audience will then go and buy their product. They don't even have to be sophisticated marketers or salespeople. They just have to do that. But the problem is, they might show you that's what's possible, but realistically, it's hard to build up a very big audience of people who continuously like you and like what you do. So don't try and follow in their footsteps. I'd just, if you're going to bet on something, I'd be betting on actually learning proper sales and marketing skills. So that's money. I want to go a bit more into depth on these subjects, but I like to keep my videos a little bit shorter these days. Second one, dating, friendships, socializing. Okay, we're in a time at the moment where this is really interesting. We've got a lot of people on the internet who are telling you how you should date, what women look for, that they want high value men. Now that is true to a certain extent, but what these guys almost always neglect to tell you is that social skills generally trumps getting money, and social skills also kind of ties up with status. So a lot of people focus on, because we are guys, we focus on resource acquisition. It's how it's always been. However, social skills trump this. I have a friend, I've known him for about 14 years. This guy has dated hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of women. Now you could say that's a problem in itself, but he's dated very, very, very beautiful women. And that's just what he's not a guy who likes to settle down. That's just what he likes to do. Now, I guarantee you, this guy, he doesn't have much money. He would describe himself as average looking. Okay, he doesn't do any of this jaw stuff, which you see all the time at the moment. Doesn't go to the gym, right? He used to play football and that, so he's not the most unfit person in the world. But if you look at his body, you wouldn't be able to tell you he's ever really worked out, because it's a cardio sport. Now, he is one of the best people at dating I have ever seen. Okay, yet he breaks all the rules that all the people on YouTube, all the big influencers at the moment are telling you to follow if you want to be good at dating. If you put him in a room and had him compete against these people who are high status males, he would destroy them. I guarantee it. He's dated hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of women, right? But what he's really, really good at is he has amazing social skills. I could put him in a place in the middle of the world. They'd have to speak English, but I could put him there in a place where he doesn't know anybody, and he would have a solid friend group and would have dated multiple people after 3 months, and he would have multiple solid friend groups. Okay, people work very differently, and he operates at a very high level when it comes to sort of dating. Okay, so what I would say is focus on your social skills, guys. I was a very introverted, shy person. I wasn't actually introverted, but I was just shy. And when I was 18, I went and worked in a bar for years. And working in a bar really encouraged my social side, because it got me around. All the staff liked to drink. We used to go out and party. I instantly had a big social group. Not only that as well, but like just speaking all the time behind the bar. You actually build up your social skills. You start learning to read people. You start learning to understand how to build up rapport with people. You start learning how to interact with the opposite sex as well. And that was one of the key things I did, right? That built up my social skills. And that came with me. I'm engaged now, and I've been with my girlfriend for years and years. So everyone has their own thing. I'm more focused on like building an empire. My other friend is more focused on dating and things like this. But what I'm saying is we both have social skills. I've learned to apply the social skills into business and close deals and speak to people. He's learned to apply the social skills on his priority, which is dating, right? So don't listen to these people who tell you, you should just have to take this supplement all the time. Vitamins and supplements are good, but they're not the main thing. You need to be working out all the time. The worst advice I've heard come out of this community at the moment for guys is to lock yourself away for years and work on yourself. That is the worst advice, okay? You should work on yourself. You should learn how to build money. You should learn how to, build your status as well. And you should learn to go to the gym, right? These things are normal, but you shouldn't be locking yourself away to doing it. You should be practicing your social skills at all times. Life is not a journey that you take on your own. People who build great empires, have great social groups, date well, they all have coalitions. They all have groups of people on their same path and same goals as them, right? Sometimes I go to the gym on my own. Sometimes I go to the gym with my girlfriend. Sometimes I go to the gym with a friend that I used to do MMA with. And he is like a national kickboxing black belt champion now. And he's also a personal trainer as well. He pushes me, and I work harder when he's there because things work better when you are in groups of people. We are social animals. Do not lock yourself away. That is the worst advice anyone could ever give to you. Make sure you're around people. Make sure you're around people with similar goals to yourself. All right. So this is just a quick video from me today. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm hoping to do another one before I leave this beautiful, beautiful place. Maybe I'll be too sunburnt or hungover to actually, record another video. But I hope you enjoyed it. See you again. See you next time, guys.